we doing? Yeah! Awesome. All right. So, welcome to Convo. Good to see you again in person. I love it. All right. So, just a few quick updates before we get started with our guests. I've updated the Cougar View page so you can start submitting your concert selfies. If you go to assessments, assignments, and then you will see it's the only assignment for this class. You can add a picture each concert as you go. You can add all 10 at the end of the semester. It doesn't matter as long as I have those 10 with you clearly. I can clearly see your face, I can see the program, and I can see that you are in the concert space, whether that's Legacy Hall here or something else. So if you have any questions, let me know, but that should be pretty straightforward. The other thing that's updated on the Cougar View page is now the attendance will be there under Communications, Attendance Ledger. I encourage you to check it, okay? We are transferring everything from the scan cards to Cougar View every week, so as of today, the last 2 weeks of attendance are up there. Double check that there are no mistakes, and if you see anything, shoot me an email, let me know. A reminder that the performance signups are available. If you go to the Content tab on Cougar View, you will see, I think on the left-hand side for you, it will show up, the student performance application. Under Content is also where you will find the syllabus, which I will update every so often as some of our schedule changes, and I'll email that out on Friday mornings when I provide you guys with the plan for the day. Are there any questions regarding logistics for the class? Yeah? No? All right, beautiful. So we have two guests today, and we will start with Leah Ekstrom from the CSO.
Hi everybody, I'm Leah Ekstrom. I'm the marketing manager for the Columbus Symphony Orchestra. If you haven't heard of us, we're a professional orchestra that plays right here in this building. We were actually founded in 1855, so that makes us the second oldest orchestra in the United States. I just wanted to stop by and share our new season with you and also encourage you to take advantage of our student ticket prices. Every concert that we have in Bill Hurd Theater is a $10 student ticket price. All you have to do is take your CSU ID to the box office and they'll get you a ticket. Our Legacy Hall concerts are a little bit different. We have a student rush sale that goes on an hour before the concert, and that's $20. So watch out for that one. That one's a little bit different. Also, I wanted to personally invite you guys to our season opener, Rachmaninoff, In Time for Three. This is an incredible concert. We're really excited to have Grammy Award-winning trio Time for Three. It's a string trio that has 2 violins and a double bass. If you don't know them, check them out. They're incredible. They're going to be performing a triple concerto called Contact by a Pulitzer Prize-winning composer named Kevin Putz. It's really an awesome concert, and we're going to finish it off with Rachmaninoff Symphony No. 2. So the rest of our season is just as big. We're going to play Shostakovich 5, Beethoven 7, Tchaikovsky 4. We're also having 2 violin soloists and 2 piano soloists. So it's really going to be a great season. Please take advantage of the student tickets, especially since we're right next door. I'm going to have these brochures for you guys on your way out if you want to grab them. But that's all I have. Yeah, see you guys there. Thank you.
You guys are a great audience. I love it. Let's keep it that way. So next, I'm going to introduce Tom Gansevoort. He is from CSU Libraries. And I thought this would be a really wonderful opportunity because there's so many new students on campus here, and very often you're unfamiliar with all the resources the library can provide, and there's a lot of wonderful free great stuff. Very often I find that a lot of the seniors who I work with aren't even sure how to access some of the databases that we have and all the information. So we're going to welcome Tom here, and he's going to kind of walk us through and help us understand what they have to offer. So let's welcome Tom.
Happy Friday. Yeah. Are you always this happy and lively, or is it just because it's Friday before a long weekend? Friday. Okay. All right, so yeah, my name is Tom Gansevoort. I am one of the librarians here at CSU. I wear a lot of hats. I'm the supervisor of the art library over in Seaboard Depot. scores for these particular types of music and these titles of music. So what you're going to need to do then is the score will be at the music library, and you can go ask Judy or Michelle where they keep these. It says stacks. I'm not sure if they're actually in the bookshelves. You guys probably know this better than I do. But you have the call number and you have the title, and so you can just go in there. Oh, you stinker. This is going to be interesting, I can tell. Anyway, you can go in there and get, as long as you have the title, we're just going to mess with that. If you have the title and the author or the piece of music, they can find what you need. So obviously, Johann Sebastian Bach and Brandenburg Concerto is very well known, very popular, not that hard to find. I know that in a lot of your classes you're going to be dealing with and working with maybe not so famous pieces of music and not such famous composers. But as long as you have composers' names and names and numbers of music, those are your keywords that you can use to find sheet music. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. Has anybody had any difficulty getting sheet music that they need? Doesn't seem to be a problem. Okay, because one thing we have a lot of, and one of the things that we get a lot of donations of is sheet music. So, and that's one of the nice things, one of the many cool things about this institution is we have a really robust bunch of generous donors who want to give music students things. So we usually have no shortage of scores. If by some chance, and if that thing will cooperate, I would like to show you how to get a score that we might not have here at this particular library, because we do have a system for doing that, and it's pretty, pretty easy to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back out of here. I don't know how many of you have heard of the composer Henryk Goretzky. No? No murmurs? Now Goretzky, that's how I learned how to pronounce it. I know it looks like Goretzky, but I've always heard Goretzky, so.
I know, I'm working on it. I can see too.
All right. So if you were looking for a score by a particular composer and you get this result here, where it says we don't have it, you have an alternative. And yeah, that's all right. I'm gonna be depending on your all's memory, okay, of what's been up there. So you'll notice. No, that's okay, that's all right.
Purple. Oh, okay there. That's a
else in the state of Georgia is going to have it. So I'm going to switch the catalog to the universal catalog, and then we're going to see if any of them have any of Henrik Goretzky's scores. And it looks like a few of them do. Yes, that's what we want, yes. So, okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to get a hold of this thing because it lives at a different institution. So this is located in Athens, University of Georgia. It says here, sign in to request items. So what I'm going to do is sign in. And this is just your MyCSU login information. What you're signing into is your online library account. So if you just bear with me while I type in this extra long login. And of course I just changed my password yesterday. So I'm hoping I remember this new password. I have it written down in my bag up there, so. Alright. It'll be worth it, I promise. Okay, so this is what I want to say. Okay, so it's at University of Georgia, so I'm going to click on this. What I want to see happen is I want to see this little thing right here. This is your request button. So you'll see that I've signed in to my library account. Each of you has a library account online, even if you've never used it. All you need to do is sign in at that little juncture down there. And now I'm going to hit the request button. And you can pick it up at the music library, or you can get it on main campus, or if you just feel like having an adventure, you can get it at the art library over across the way. I am not actually going to hit send request because otherwise they would actually go through the work of sending it to me, and somebody else who probably needs it would have to go without. But once you hit send request, then, so what's today, Friday? So if I request this thing today, the turnaround time is usually 2 to 3 business days, so I would probably get this by next Tuesday. And it would come into our library, and we would email you and say that your Gill Express item is in. All right? So that's the key to remember, though, is to make sure you're doing this ahead of time. Because I have actually had this happen, not with music students, of course. You guys are too smart to do this. But I did have somebody with a biology class a few years ago come in, couldn't find anything in our library, found the perfect book that was over at Georgia State, and then I remembered to ask him, oh, by the way, when does this due? Tomorrow morning. I can do a lot for you, I can't do that. I'm not a magician. So give yourself a little time. If you know you have a performance coming up and you need sheet music, make sure that we have it here. If we don't have it, Judy and Michelle, if you forget how to do what I just showed you, they would be happy to walk you through that process again. If by chance another Georgia institution does not have the sheet music or the score or the resource you're looking for, we can also get it through interlibrary loan, okay? Which is a slightly different process. I'm not going to go into that because we are almost, you get out of class at 20 after, right? Is that correct? Okay, so I don't want to go over. But we have multiple ways of getting things that may not be here in Columbus, all right? So interlibrary loan, we can get things from other states in this country. We can get things from overseas. It's really kind of amazing where we can get stuff from. So just remember, if you can't find it here, all is not lost. process, I was using the example of the score, the sheet music, for Mr. Goretzky. Same thing works for books. We can get books from any of the libraries, so that is roughly around 30 million titles that you now have access to. I use this all the time. I've probably made like 300 Gill Express requests since I've been here. I've been here for a while. So that is just a very quick rundown of the library catalog. I am going to show you, let's switch things up here a little bit. Do you have any members of the jazz band in here today? So hopefully, let's see if, okay, this is no joke. This never happens unless I'm in front of an audience. When I'm in my office, it just goes right. It just goes right to. Yeah, I've heard that. I don't know if here we go. Okay, here we go. All right. So, same kind of concept with sheet music. It's same thing with books. All right. We do have music books, biographies, critical literature, any kind of scholarly resource that you need. So if you are doing perhaps a project, or if you want to get some background about Miles Davis because you're going to be performing one of his pieces, you can find one of any number of books about Mr. Davis at the music library, and there is the address of the book in the library. And again, if you can't find the book, Judy and Michelle will be more than happy to find it for you and help you check it out. Your CSU ID is your library card, okay? And one of the things we're not supposed to do is librarians are not allowed to check things out to you with your 909 number, all right? So make sure you have your CSU ID with you when you want to check things out. And we also have, there are DVDs and I'm sure audio recordings and all kinds of things that you can borrow. So, if you are going to need to cite or put any of this material in a bibliography, when the time comes to do that, there are citation tools in both Galileo and in the library catalog, and the citation icon is these little quotations. So what citation style do you use in the music school? Is it MLA or do you use different ones depending? It depends? Okay. So I know the most common ones are APA and MLA, but I know like in art history they use Chicago. There are a bunch of them out there. In the catalog, you have a choice between Chicago and MLA and APA. So if you're using MLA, you just click on this, and here is your bibliographic citation already formatted for this particular book. Okay, so just remember that that citation tool is in there, and make sure to use it. That's going to make your life 100 times easier, especially as you get to crunch time towards the end of the semester. So, any questions about the catalog? Okay, it's a pretty straightforward process. Normally, it's not glitchy like it's been today, so that usually, I swear, that's just what happens when I get in front of an audience. So now what I'm going to do is I want to jump over to Galileo, and I'm going to show you two different ways to get into Galileo, because Galileo is actually, people refer to it as a database. It's actually over 300 different databases. Most of them are subject specific. All right. Now you can, if you wish, you can search Galileo all at once by going to this tab right here, the Discover Galileo tab. And I'm just going to keep Miles Davis in. Let me think of. Let's do cool jazz just to see what comes up. I just want to show you the interface and kind of by subject. So there are a few databases that are specifically for music and music subjects, and so what we're going to do then is hop down to this little icon right here. We're going to go to all databases right up here. And then we're going to go to subjects. I wish it were not quite so, I wish it was a little more linear, but this is just what we have. I'm going to pull up the full list, and if you guess that I'm going to go to the music subject, you are correct. So, ignore Oxford Music Online. We don't subscribe to it anymore. Why it's still there, I don't know. It doesn't work. I tried just to check. It doesn't work. So just ignore that. Don't worry about it. Don't feel like you're missing anything because it turned into a piece of garbage about 10 years ago. So just ignore it. That's my Uncle Lennish. That's the cranky librarian coming out. So let me see. What was I going to? Oh, JSTOR. I want JSTOR. So this is another great database. I think you can get scores and sheet music through JSTOR. But you can also, what it's really good for is finding scholarly articles. You don't need to pick a separate tab for scholarly articles because everything in JSTOR is scholarly. All they do is publish research. And the name JSTOR stands for Journal Storage. And I usually use the advanced search feature. So we'll just throw Mr. Miles in there again, just for the heck of it. And if you have any other, here's your Boolean terms right there. So those are right there. We'll stick with Cool Jazz and see what comes up. And again, I am going to do, I want articles, scholarly articles for my research, and I want languages. I want English. Again. And so that, I just want to show you what the interface looks like. So here are your downloads for these particular articles. Here is the citation tool. So this gives you many more choices for citation styles. Unfortunately, CSU does not subscribe to EndNotes or RefWorks. But if you have like a free source on the web that you use, you can export this data to your citation tool. Or you can just copy and paste that into a bibliography when you start your research, which is what I do. And so to get the article, you can click on the link, or you can just pull up the page, and again, there's another citation tool, and here is your article. And just in time, because it decided to blink out on me again. Wow, okay. So, trying to remember if there's anything else I need to show you. interlibrary loan, and the first time that you use this, it's going to ask you to create an account. It's a free account. All it wants is your contact information. I've used it before, so it knows me, but you'll have to create an account, and then you can create a request. So you can see I've requested a few things already. You can, when you create a request, if you're looking for an article or if you're looking for sheet music, you just want to fill out, like for sheet music, obviously it would be other. So you're going to hopefully, anything with an asterisk by it, that is required information. So if you don't have the required information, you're not sure of the title or the author, then Judy and Michelle can help you track that down. But that is basically the interface. So you're going to fill out your personal identifying information, and then you are going to fill in what we call the metadata, the identifying information for what you need to borrow. And because there can be kind of a long wait time, we would like you to specify, at some point, if it takes longer than 2 months, I'm not going to need it. So just let them know, and then submit requests. Okay? And the person who does this, her name is Bessie. She is our interlibrary loan librarian, so she is the one who processes these, and she is also listed in the faculty directory. So if you have any questions, you can email her, or you can email me. And her office is like right almost next door to mine, so I can just walk over and ask her questions. And that is interlibrary loan. Okay? So if again you have many options, you have Gill Express,